Okay, hello again, Year 8s. I just wanted to go through and talk a little bit about different animation styles whilst also incorporating some information about the some more design aspects for your assignment, the different kinds of things that you could include in a PowerPoint. So this PowerPoint kind of serves two purposes. So just a little bit of housekeeping. I didn't mention this in our first lesson, but obviously you need to make sure that you submit and complete every assessment task that we do. If you don't submit assessment tasks on time, it will result in you being logged for an academic support, where you still will need to complete the work, and then after that it will be you'll only be able to get a C- grade at best for that assessment task if you don't meet the due date. Obviously, if there are special circumstances that you need an extension, you need to let me know as soon as you are aware of those issues, rather than the day of or asking for an extension after the due date, because I'm not going to give them to you. Please always have your laptop charged, ready to go. You can bring your power cord with you to class if it's been properly checked and tagged. Like I said yesterday, bring your headphones with you. When you send me an email, can you try to make sure that you are polite, use good manners? It's good etiquette to just greet the person. Good morning, Mr. Blake. Hello, Mr. Blake. This is my assignment. Hope you enjoy it. Kind regards, then your name. All right, it's better than just sending me an email with an attachment with no context. And finally, like I said, if you know that you'll not be able to meet the deadline, let me know well in advance. All right, so a little bit about effective presentations in addition to the other video that I've created and uploaded. So when you're choosing your design, make sure that you aim to choose something that complements your topic. There's a range of different default templates for the designs within PowerPoint, but you can also do a search for thousands of different other ones. You can always alter the colors and the positions of things. You don't have to keep things exactly where they were, but obviously if you use different design, it will make things a little bit more visually interesting. And also leave enough space for visuals and information. You don't want to cram it all in so that it's difficult to interpret and read. Make sure you are selective about where you put things and where you want things laid out. Now, not sure if you noticed the transition between those two slides. I want you to have a look for them as we go through these slides as well to see the different types of transitions between slides, because they're some of the types that you can include in your assignment. So layouts and fonts. If you right click a slide, you can choose a different layout. These are the layouts here that show what kind of layout you could use that is default. You can also customize your own completely if you want to just create a blank one and then insert things that you want. Make sure that when you create your PowerPoint, you choose easy to read fonts. You don't want any fonts that are too small, so anything size 24 and up would be best. And yeah, you can include various different sets of information, on different slides and different combinations of how you display that information. All right, so watch for the transition. So the types of fonts: Calibri, Arial, Verdana, we like. Brush script, Mistral, Old English, not appropriate for PowerPoint presentations, so don't use those. All right, so trying not to have too much text and information in a PowerPoint is very important. As I said in the other video, one idea per slide is a golden rule. You want to have at most 6 bullet points with a maximum of approximately 6 words per bullet point. This slide has 6 bullet points. Each bullet point has 6 words. Do you think this is a good presentation rule? All right, so the presentation rule 166 1 is for one idea per slide, 6 is for no more than 6 dot points per slide, 6 is for only 6 words per dot point. Alright, see that transition, the fade out and fade in? Alright, this is another example of the 166 rule. It could be, all of these slides have the 166 rule applied, but obviously if we look at it and we ask ourselves, does this make a good presentation? No. It's clear, it's easy to read, but it's not visually appealing, so you need to take that into consideration as well. The fade in and fade out transition for the slides. You can add notes in your PowerPoint as well that won't be visible on the presentation board, but if you were giving a presentation, it could be something that you can read from your screen that only show up when you are in presentation mode for you to see. So then you can make special note of anything that you want to mention that's not written on the board or the screen. Okay, another transition here. You can see that this PowerPoint slide has some information, has some images, and then the notes would be displayed just under here, which is beneath the preview of what the next slide is going to be. So this is where what is on what is on the screen in the presentation. This previews the next slide, and this is the notes that you can read from. Okay, another transition there. Some final items. Just ignore the refer to PDF guide for instructions, but there are a range of different transitions that you can make when you are switching between slides, and they are found here. I'll go through this a little bit after the PowerPoint's done. You can also add different effects when you're moving through slides. You can have sounds happen so that when you transition from one slide to another, you click your mouse and the sound plays, or you can have it play automatically after a certain period of time. That's available to you as well. I'll show you where that is. If you want to include infographics or graphs, charts, things like that, tables, they're very useful to present information. You can create things in Excel and then import them easily into PowerPoint. They're very compatible with each other. And this just highlights where the spot is that you can move things around. Formatting images, you can format your images within PowerPoint. If you've added a picture, you can change how it looks. Colors can be changed, sharpened, the style might be altered. Reflections and 3D effects can also be added, and backgrounds can be removed. You can see here's a basic picture, turning it into black and white, overexposing it, and also taking away the background to make it so that Stewie here is just by himself. Another transition, that's the curtain opening transition. You can use shapes, insert shapes for your PowerPoint to make certain information more visually appealing. You can manipulate size, the color, and I'll just show you here. We click again. You can add animations where things move either through entry animations, emphasis animations, exit animations, or motion paths. So you can also reorder the order in which they happen. So you can see there that rather than the shapes and the cycle just being there already, you can make it appear in a certain way. And if you watch on the left here, oh sorry, that's an emphasis. So the first one, I'll just go back. I'll click it again, that's an entry animation. Click it again, that's an emphasis animation. That's an exit animation, and the motion path is allowing you to move objects around the screen. Alright, you can also add Gif files, graphics, interchange formats. I wouldn't add too many. You don't want it to look like it's a Facebook post, but they can add a little bit of humor and a little bit of fun to your PowerPoint, but make sure that they're there for a good reason, not just because you think they look cool or they're funny. The animations will only show when you're in presentation mode. So yeah, you need to right click an image and select Save As, put them on your computer, and then you can insert them into your presentation from there. That was another motion path where the picture moved off to the side. You can add videos to your presentation. Make sure that they're relevant. You don't want to have videos that are more than 2 minutes long. And look, you might choose not to worry about a video, but if you do, just make sure it's not a huge file size. Embedding the video into your PowerPoint rather than just linking it to a YouTube clip will increase the size of your PowerPoint, and it can be difficult for us to share those files when you're submitting your task if the file is too big. But yeah, there's lots of different playback options available. You can insert videos through here, and then you've got playback options on the tab on the top. I'll just play a little bit of this video. I don't think you get any audio from this screen, but you can see here it coming to the microphone. Right, was that, and shift it to the next slide. Sounds can also be embedded. Again, you might not be able to hear this, but embedding a sound and having it actioned either on click or automatically will allow some audio to be added to your slide. But you want to make sure that you set it so that it doesn't just play across slides. You probably want it to just play on the one, or it's also a good idea not to loop it until it has stopped. So there it is again. Another slide transition, just some other information. You can add hyperlinks. Probably wouldn't bother too much unless there were some sites that you wanted me to be aware of that are about your topic. You can create a summary zoom as well, but that's not really important for what we're doing, and I wouldn't stress too much about compressing images at this stage. Alright, so just to point out where your animation options can be found. Through here, we've got transitions. So this is where you switch from one slide to the next. There are a range of different options. You can customize them here. You can have them so that they transition automatically from one slide to the next. The full range of different transition styles is available when you click this little drop down more option, and you can see the full range of different transitions possible here. Okay. Now the animations, if we click one of the objects like a text box or a picture or whatever it might be, and you click animation tab at the top, there are a range of different ones automatically visible here. So I'm just going to click the drop down menu so you can see how they're categorized. Entrance animations appear in green. Emphasis, which means once they've already appeared, they might pulse, they might spin, they might lighten and darken, whatever it might be. They are categorized in yellow. Exits are in red. So that's how something will disappear or move away from your slide. And then you've got different types of motion paths available here. So whatever you select, you can customize further by clicking one of these tabs. If you haven't got the version of PowerPoint installed on your computer and you are using it through the browser, you'll have all of these other options, but you won't have the motion path options because that is not a feature unless it is the proper version of PowerPoint. So just be mindful of that. Other things to point out, just if you were wanting to insert pictures, insert tab at the top here will give you a range of different things to include: pictures, shapes, video, audio, all of those are available. Once you have actually inserted something and then you select it, you can see here that more tabs will show up, and then you can make alterations to them from there. I think that's probably all that I wanted to mention in this. So remember, you can choose whatever animations or transitions you would like to put into your own PowerPoint that you are choosing your topic to inform me about. But just make sure that it is not over the top. You want to make sure that you're using a variety of different transitions, different animations, but you don't have to just put them in there for the sake of it. Remember that 2 to 3 animations per slide is probably appropriate. You can transition between slides, between all of the slides if you would like to. That's another option. But if you have any questions, obviously just send me an email or you can speak to me in class. All right, I hope that's been informative.